Kal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barakateh Yahweh Barakateh Yahweh Shai. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth, which I believe through biblical prophecy is 100% of the truth. And the title of this lesson today is going to be on Babylon the Great. And I'm going to pull up a video while I was watching today off of Off-Grid Desert Farming, which is, he's an Edomite, and he usually do reports on what's going on around the world, and it's like alternative news source, and that's where we have to go to get a lot of the information that we have, because we know a lot of the stuff that's propagated through the mainstream news media. All that stuff has already been coerced, and it has an objective behind it. It's not giving a non-objective viewpoint. So and this guy usually have pretty good information. Even though he's an Edomite, and the Lord say Edomites, they're going to start speaking a lot of truth. That's in the last days of time, and some of these Edomites anyhow. But this guy, he's definitely a Christian defender. But let me pull up the video.
Off of that nation. That was why this happened to America.
And first of all, this is fair use. Just using it for educational purposes only.
Attack us, it's going to be hair, teeth, and eyeballs. Hair, teeth, and eyeballs. You think Russia or China or all of these countries that we have put under our thumb, you think they're going to have mercy on Americans? You really think they're going to care about what we think as the citizens that live in our country? Folks, when China invades, they're going to take women as sex slaves. They're going to pump them into China for all of...
Let me hit another part, because he went in tonight. Usually he try to defend America. He's like pray. He's praying, tell people to pray that America does not go down, and pray for America, and he pray for Israel and all that type. But he went in tonight though.
But I'm smart enough to figure out what's going on in the world. We're broke. We're $34 trillion in debt. There's got to be some way we can cover all of this up. And what better way to do it is a world war. U.S. F-35s engaged in acquiring target information on Russia air defenses in Ukraine, setting up as sex slaves. They're going to pump them into China. All the things that you can order off of Amazon. In 22, Ukraine and Russia were right on to protect you from a nuclear fallout. So, folks, things are getting out of hand. Planning a strike to take out Putin and his generals in a first strike, folks. Russia knows this, and I believe that they're going to do it. We have reports now that U.S. F-35 fighter jets are now flying in Ukraine, acquiring targets of Russian air defense systems, and also flying around Sweden and Finland, trying to locate Russia's defenses. Folks, you can blame everything you want on Russia, but the truth is that NATO, the United States of America, the warmongers in France, Germany, the UK, they are the ones that are pushing for World War III. It's not Russia. Folks, we are on their border threatening them. They're the ones that's going to start World War III. You can blame it on our administration. You can blame it on Jens Stoltenberg. Victoria Nuland has just announced her resignation. That's the ones that are starting World War III, not Russia. Russia's just responding to our aggression. Whether you want to believe it or not, folks, I don't lick Putin's butt. But I'm smart enough to figure out what's going on in the world. We're broke. We're $34 trillion in debt. There's got to be some way we can cover. And I'm not a traitor. I'm a patriot. I come from a large military family. Don't ever call me a traitor. My father served in World War II. I have a brother that's a Navy pilot. The U.S. Navy. My other brother served in Germany on the front line in a tank as a tank commander. My uncle was a Marine Corps drill instructor. My nephew was 82nd Airborne. We threaten, we twist arms, and if you don't do what we want, we put sanctions on your country, destroy you economically. If that doesn't work, we send our CIA in there to and form a coup to overthrow your government. If that doesn't work, then we invade you militarily. That's the way we negotiate, and the world is sick of it, folks. The world's sick of it. And once they do attack us, it's going to be hair, teeth, and eyeballs. Hair, teeth, and eyeballs. You think Russia or China or all of these countries that we have put under our thumb, you think they're going to have mercy on Americans? You really think they're going to care about what we think as the citizens that live in our country? Folks, when China invades, they're going to take women as sex slaves. They're going to pump them into China for all of their men that don't have wives. They're going to rape and pillage. They're going to put Americans under their foot because they hate America because what we have done around the world the last 50 years. Payback is hell, folks. Whatever you sow in this life, you will reap at some time. America has sowed a whirlwind, and we're going to reap a payback from the world that wants to get back at us. North Korea, Iran, Russia, China, and all of the countries. Once they see us wounded like a wounded animal, they're all going to attack, folks. Do you think I want that to happen to our country? But I'm not in control. I'm not in control. And you can blame both the Republicans and the Democrats for what's going on in another country. Folks, Trump's not going to save America. I'm sorry, he's not. He can't do it. He's part of the problem. Republicans, Democrats, it does not matter. Once you realize it does not matter, a Republican or Democrat, they're not going to save America. It's too far gone. Our country is too far gone. And the root of that is the moral decay in America.
Absolutely.
The moral decay.
Absolutely.
Nobody has any morals anymore. Everything's okay. The LGBTQ is promoted by the U.S. military, by our government around the world. The United Nations promotes it around the world. Folks, it's a moral problem. Once you abandon the standards of God, once you abandon God's 10 commandments, then God
well, we're going to stop there. Like I say, he's a Christian, so he does go off. But you pretty much get the gist of the point. But a lot of what he's saying is a lot of truth to it. You know, a lot of these other countries, man, they tired of the bullshit that Babylon the Great has been doing over the world, man. It's collapsed a lot of economies, destroyed a lot of countries, and pretty soon all these other countries, man, they're going to turn on her. Thus saith the Lord. And I'm going to go into some precepts because a lot of people have a problem understanding who Babylon the Great is. And let me go. First, let me go to Psalms, the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So you see another Edomite, he's speaking on their kingdom, man. They speaking on their own selves. They telling on each other now. Not only the prophets calling them out, but their own people are calling them out. And so we're going to Babylon the Great, man. It's going to be a long read out of Revelation chapter 17. I'm just going to pick and hit a few precepts out here so we get the edification out of it. Psalms chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So who's that whore that sit upon many waters, man? That's talking about Babylon the Great. And waters, it means many people. Not only people here, but she have her bases all over these other different nations, man. I forget how many bases there are, but it's, let me pull it up real quick. How many military? have around the world. There are around 750 U.S. military bases in at least 80 countries through 80 countries, man. And ever since, we've been in power, man, I think every year, damn near every year, we almost been in war in some way or form or fashion or another. Since this place been in existence, man. It's nothing but a war machine. It's the sword, man, for Esau Edom. The hammer of the earth. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. So there's going to be a judgment, man. Because for so long she's been gone without, receiving any type of judgment, man. Nobody's really hadn't attacked this place. Revelation chapter 17, verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And right now, I think it's over in these African countries, they're trying to ban homosexuality, and they come up with harsh laws against it. They say they're not going to accept it. So what does Babylon the Great do? She goes over there and says she's going to sanction them, and they're going to put sanctions against them and not going to give them any type of aid because she feels that they're not accepting of, this abomination. So she forces this type of abominations all throughout the earth, man. No matter where you go, you can see her fingerprints on any type of wickedness all over the earth, man. While she's over there stealing their resources, and then gonna threaten them to give them a little bit of aid, to feed the people. While she's over there steady stealing their resources, man. Because Africa, the continent of Africa is land rich in resources, all type of resources, man. But she's so proud she can go over there and tell them how they're going to run their government and how their ethics and how they treat their people going to be. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And that wine is talking about is her philosophies, man. Her the way that she operates, that's the wine of her fornication. So she wanted all the other nations to take after her, to follow her lead. And that's the wine that is spoken of. Her wine of fornication. Revelation chapter 17 and 3. So he carried me away in the spirit, we talking about John the Revelator, into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having the 7 heads and 10 horns. That's talking about NATO and EU. The EU, the European Union. Revelation 17 and 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet in color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in the hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And this place is full of all type of abominations, man. She leads the way in abomination, with the promoting of the lifestyle of men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women, adultery, any type of abomination or anything that against the law, she promotes it, man. She promotes the women being independent, being lesbians, and being breaking up the homes and the family. All these things, man. She's pushed this all over the earth, man. This feminism demon, all these things, man, has been created here in Babylon the Great. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery. Why I say it's a mystery? Because people trying to figure out who's this Babylon, this modern day Babylon. Because the old Babylon is talking about Iraq, but the modern day Babylon, the place that takes after Babylon, is talking about here in America. The great mother of harlots, the abomination of the earth. So that's why it's a mystery, because, for so long it's been a mystery who this new Babylon the Great was. But now we see through her actions the things that she's done all over the earth. Revelation chapter 17 and 6. And they saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Because, she has definitely persecuted the saints, over times, over the years, man. Wherever, the saints have been, the blood is on her hand. And still to this day, man, till the Lord comes back and gather up his saints. Revelation 17:15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, because now he's revealing to John the Revelator what the dream was. And he saith unto me, the water which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So all these nations that sided the EU Union and all them, NATO, they're going to turn on Babylon the Great, man, because they realizing that she's really undermining them also. And so they all going to turn on the whore, and they're going to shoot their missiles here at Babylon the Great. And verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest is the great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So we're going to go to Revelations 18:2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So all these other nations have become rich off of Babylon the Great, man. A lot of them get through the trades and all these things of how they exploit the people. And like China and all these other nations, they became rich off of Babylon the Great, man. Went over there and set up factories and, worked the people, for little or nothing. And through the slave labor, which is definitely going on in a lot of these nations, but they're going to lose that source of wealth when this place goes down. And so a lot of them are going to be mourning over her. Have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Verse 4, still Revelation 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And that's talking about, you Israelites, you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So in order to not partake of her sins, we have to come out of her. That's not to physically come out of her, that's to spiritually separate ourselves from Babylon the Great. We don't follow the philosophies and things of Babylon the Great anymore. We follow our laws, statutes, commandments, which are now, reintroduced to us, through the unsealing of the book. So now we know how we're supposed to conduct ourselves in these last days and times, that we're not going to receive that judgment that's going to hit this place. Because the Lord is going to redeem and gather up his elect, that do as he asked them to do during these last times, man. Revelation 18:6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double. So she's going to get a double dose, man, of all the hell that she has put on the Israelites, man. You think we had it bad, she's going to get it twice as worse once the Lord come back and bring in the new kingdom. And these devils are going to go into hardcore slavery up under our rulership, man. Revelation chapter 18:7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. Because she lived deliciously off our back, man. You think about over 200 years of a workforce, man, just constantly building up her kingdom. Is, all we was given is just a place to put you can't even call it a place that we had put over our head, a shelter, and abomination of food, just enough to sustain us, man, to help build up her kingdom. We weren't given no wages, and still to this day we still in bondage, because the little bit of slave wages that we get for the work we do, it does not equate, man. It's not a fair balance according to the Lord. So we still under slavery up under this devil, man. We talking about 500 years of servitude of of giving this devil, man, freely. And how does she reward us? By breaking up our families, destroying our homes, poisoning us through our food, water, clothing. Even that's still not enough, man, that she has us under total subjection up under her. She still want to destroy you. So she's going to get recompense. We're going to get recompense for the hell that she put on us, man. And it's going to be twice fold, man. Revelation chapter 18 and 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen. I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Shall see no sorrow. So that's that pride, because she's never been touched. She's like a virgin, Virgin Babylon the Great. No nation has ever come close to touching her, but now she's going to get touched in the end. She's still a queen. She thinks she's going to last forever. Think this kingdom is going to stay in rulership forever, man. But all kingdoms come to an end. The Lord set a bound that they cannot pass. Revelation chapter 18, verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God Yahweh who judgeth her. So in one day, man, she's going to lose all that power, man. She's going to be brought down low. And we're going to be brought back to our rightful place to being on top, as we will be forevermore. It's going to be a perpetual rulership once we go back into rulership, man, and rule the land righteously as the Lord has prescribed for us to do. Revelation 18 and 9. And the kings of the earth who committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So all it's going to take the Lord and his angels, man, them ICBM missiles, just 1 hour, man. That's all it's going to take. He's going to make light work of Esau, Edom. Verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. The merchants of these things, verse 15, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing. So it's going to be torment, man. That's like hell. That's what hell is going to be like. And the Lord, he may take it and slow down time that while she's burning, man, she's going to feel every inch of it and, and prolong that misery and death, before she finally check out, we're talking about the 2/3 of our people and these heathens over here in Babylon the Great. Revelation 18 and 16, and saying, Alas, alas, the great city that was clothed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Verse 17, for in 1 hour the great riches come to naught, and every shipmaster. Okay, I think I read that. Verse 19, still Revelation 18, verse 19. And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships and sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour she had made desolate. Rejoice over her, for though heaven and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God Yahweh hath avenged you on her. Verse 21, and the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down. He's talking about like from the prophet David, it's talking about the great statue. That's what it's talking about. It's going back there. And shall be found no more at all. Revelations 18 and 24, and in her was found the blood of the prophets and saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth. Because you go into prophet Daniel, when he's talking about the great statue, it goes by each kingdom all the way down to the feet. And the last of the feet is talking about Esau, Edom, and rulership, and here in Babylon the Great being destroyed. Isaiah chapter 34 and 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, And all that has shall fall down, and the leaf falleth off from the vine, and all is falling fig from the fig tree. So the talking about the heavens being rolled up as a scroll is talking about them ICBM nuclear warheads, man. You know, when it blows up, it goes up and turns into like a mushroom cloud. That's talking about it's being rolled up into a scroll, the heavens, the earth. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. For upon the people of my curse to judgment. Who are the people of his curse? It's talking about who are the Idumeans? It's talking about Esau, Edom. That's where they're from. They're the Idumea. For the sword shall be bathed in the heavens. Talking about them missiles, man. They're going up in the heavens, and they're going to land. They come from one end of the earth to the other and land here in Babylon the Great. And it's going to create that mushroom cloud in the sky, man. This place is going to be utterly destroyed and burnt, you know, and all the inhabitants thereof, those who not being saved out of it by the chariots. Isaiah 34:6, the sword of the Lord Yahweh is filled with blood and is made fat with fatness, and the blood of the lamb and goats with the fat and of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of the Idumea. And so this place is going to be like an altar, man. Just like an altar when they do a sacrifice, you know, to our Lord. That's this place, man, because all the blood that's been shed, this place is going to become a great sacrifice. And who's going to be sacrificed? All the inhabitants thereof, man. The 2/3 of our people and the heathens. Talking about the lambs and the goats. So our wicked ass of our people, you know, who are here, who refuse to hear the word of the Lord, man, that's the lambs. And the goats is talking about, you know, Esau, Edom. I'm going to go to the prophet Isaiah chapter 13 and 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's what it's going to be compared to, but on a greater and grander scale, man. You see what our power did to Sodom and Gomorrah. So that's going to be pale in comparison to what's going to happen this time, man. Isaiah chapter 13 and 20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But the wild beasts of the desert shall live there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and the owls shall dwell there. Satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall be prolonged. So it's going to be like the biggest desert on planet Earth, man. It's going to be right here in Babylon the Great. This whole place is going to be a desert, man. Jeremiah chapter 50 and 39. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there, and the owls shall dwell therein. I'm going to drop down to Jeremiah 58 verse 40. As Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities, therefore said the Lord Yahweh, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. So this place is going to be like a museum, and we're going to bring our grandkids, our great grandkids, and all our future generations with us, and we're going to fly over this place and show what happened to that great harlot, man, that set upon the beast, man. It's going to be used like a place of remembrance, man, of the hell that we went through and our forefathers, what we went through here in this land, man, and all the hell that she put on the earth. So we're going to use it like a history lesson, man, to why, you know, we had to go through what we went through so that we can make sure this never happened again, man. And these devils going to serve in captivity for 1,000 years, man, up under our leadership, up under our rulership. We're going to rule over them. And after 1,000 years, they're going to be done away with. But I just want to hit that, man. And like I said, they speaking on each other, man. They calling each other out, man. Not only the prophets of the Lord, but you got these truthers out here that's speaking and calling it for what it is, because they can't hide it no more, man. They can't hide who they are, because it's quite evident who's Babylon the Great is, man. The wicked of the earth. See if I can find something else right quick. One second, see if I can find it. No, I can't find it, but it's this wicked pastor, evangelist, man, Pat Robertson, man, and he was speaking on how before he passed about America being Babylon the Great, and this was a showing up devil, man. So anytime he said, it's got to be some truth, man. Got to be some truth. The Bible tells you. He's straight up devil, man. Straight up devil. But the Lord has put the Spirit on them to speak on their own selves during these last days and time. But with that being said, man, all praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Pray this lesson edifying. With that, say Shalom.